Hey guys, CryptoDad here again. Thanks for joining me on the live stream, live from Michigan, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you can throw out questions and I'll do my best to get them answered. We'll talk about Bitcoin, we'll talk about the news, we'll talk about altcoins. I'm going to move crypto around for you guys. And like I said, I'll do my very best to troubleshoot any issues that you guys have. So let's get going here. Right, let's see where we're at tonight. I don't know why this thing won't focus, but anyway, welcome everybody tonight. I'm glad you're here. It's been a pretty exciting week for the market, not so much for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's kind of been in a rut for the last week or so, but we'll talk about that. Might be some good news on that. I don't know why. Okay, I'm here with the rig as usual. Let's pop out chat. Let's go over here and see if this thing works. Does this thing work? Oh my God, what have I done? All right, that's kind of weird. Let's take a look one more time, see if I can figure what's going on here. All right, I think it's just like, why am I? Oh, I see. Oh, I know what happened. Had to have been Kitty. Yeah, Kitty is notorious for, there we go, running around behind me. Okay. That's real professional, isn't it? Hey, I think I'm here. Yay. So let's pop out chat. Let's go back up here. Let's pop out chat and say hello to everybody. I'm going to move this one over here. Yeah, Crypto Shaman Healer. You asked a question about videos that I have, and JDO gave you a response. You can check my, let's see, let's go. This is the interface that you would see if you went to my YouTube homepage, youtube.com/CryptoDad. And you can go over here to videos, and they do have a search feature that will allow you to search within the videos. So if you were looking for like Solana, maybe if I spelled it right, there we go. So you could find lots of videos on that subject, and of course you could do Pancake, like that. There's a lot of PancakeSwap videos that I've done. Let's see if I can. I still feel like I'm too low. Is it just me? Yes, it's the other way. Yeah, I have this camera that sits on my monitor, and of course there's a cable going down the back that goes to my computer, and Kitty jumps up. There's a window behind where I work, and the kitty jumps up there and hits cables and knocks things askew. So I did some shopping this morning. We made lasagna together as a family. We went and bought fresh ingredients at the Kingma Market in Grand Rapids. Great place. It's got all kinds of local fare, and they had some fresh pressed apple cider. It's apple season here in the Midwest, so that's good stuff. So anyway, let's jump in here with crypto. Everyone's saying hello. It's good to have you here. Barbara is here. How often do you take your crypto staking rewards? That's a good question, Barbara. It just depends on the pool, but we'll talk about that. I think we've talked about the conundrum that you get into. Green Man's 4949. I think you've been here before. G-Man, JDO. I hope we don't get a bot attack like we did last week. Yeah, me too. All right, so why don't we jump into the news real quick? I had to restart my darn computer because the key lights weren't working. So I'm kind of behind the 8 ball here, but I think I can handle it. All right, so let's see. The first one that I'll talk about is this one. For those of us who have been following the crypto market for, several years, Bitcoin was the main driver for the entire market. to a certain extent. If Bitcoin was up, the altcoins tended to be up. And if Bitcoin was down, then the altcoin market suffered because the sentiment, I guess, is that Bitcoin is the barometer for the entire market. So if Bitcoin is down for whatever reason, then no one felt like they should be investing in any kind of crypto, right? So altcoins would usually go down. But we've seen divergence here lately in the last year or so, where you'll have Bitcoin being flat and the altcoins will be pumping. In 2020, we had the great DeFi pump mid-year where Bitcoin was kind of flat. But you know, all of these altcoins like Ethereum and all of the others can, be doing great, have great fundamentals, but some hit big news story hits about Bitcoin and Bitcoin drops. It just tends to drag the market down. But where we're sitting here right now is we're hearing a lot about Bitcoin hitting its new all-time high on the 4-year cycle this year, right? It was 4 years ago when Bitcoin made its great pump of 2017, the late 2017, early 2018 pump, right? So all eyes are on Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market for the last part of this year. And so Bitcoin hit an all-time high about a little over 2 weeks ago of 66,000, around that. And about a week or so later, Ethereum broke its all-time high around 4,600. And Ethereum continued to hit all-time highs over the last week or so. And then the last few days, we've seen a lot of new all-time highs of, let's look at CoinGecko, of the other strong cryptocurrencies in the top 10, right? So we had the all-time high of Bitcoin a couple weeks back. We had another all-time high of Ethereum about a week after that. And then we've seen, I don't think Binance Coin has hit its all-time high, but it's definitely pretty darn high. I think it popped up to maybe 660 or 670 earlier in the year. I'm not sure, but that was short-lived, right? But Solana, I believe Solana hit another all-time high today. I think it was 245 before today, and now it's pushing 260. Cardano, I don't know what the heck's going on with Cardano. Its all-time high is a little over $3, and it's just kind of been sitting around at $2 for the last month or so. But I mean, there was a joke going around that Cardano was a stable coin because it's hung around the dollar mark for so long. So maybe, it's going to hang around the $2 mark for a while. We'll see. Polkadot just broke 50 recently, so we got that. I think XRP, I don't know that. I think XRP's all-time high is higher than 115, but it is making highs, right? Shiba Inu, of course, was down a bit over the last week or so, but has sort of recovered a little bit. Terra Luna, I think maybe it's an all-time high. I don't know about Avalanche, but they're all up and coming coins that are hitting. We're seeing a lot of all-time highs. I don't think Litecoin has hit. Litecoin's all-time high was around 330, and that was back in 2017, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since Litecoin has broke its all-time high. So if we look at the chart on Litecoin, here's the all-time high back in the day, right? 355, which was late 2017. I don't know what this one is. This must have been earlier in the year. I can't seem to get up there. Oh, I guess it did break its all-time high earlier this year, right? But it's way off that at the moment, right? It has not revisited its all-time high since the April crash. But anyway, but here, this story is about Bitcoin maybe breaking out to a new all-time high next week, right? We're ready, right? Let's hit it next week. All right. Well, we can see. All right. So, but that's pretty much the market. It's been doing really well, but we're all sort of waiting for Bitcoin to break out to new fantastic highs, right? Yeah, Bloom is off the rose. Oh, Bloom is off the rose for Litecoin. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. I've heard some people say that it's nobody wants Litecoin anymore. But hey, whatever. All right, so you can see where we're at here. I wanted to talk about there were a couple new scams, right? And so let's take a look here. Let's see. Oh, and before we go too much further, I should mention also, if you check out the description down below, that I have a little bit of a itinerary, but not much. So I'll try to kind of go with your questions as much as I can. But there were some things that we tried to do last week towards the end that we were unsuccessful, and I have a little insight into that. And then I've got referral links, crypto.com. I forgot to mention that CRO has hit its all-time high recently, the Crypto.com coin. And I've been partnered with them for quite a while. I just dropped a video on how to buy, which is gone because I rebooted my computer. But here it is, how to purchase CRO. Basically, the easiest way to get your hands on CRO is using the Crypto.com app. But I understand that it's also on on Coinbase Pro now, which was kind of a surprise to me. We'll check that out. And okay, cool. Another notification. So, and then I did another PancakeSwap video for those of you who are interested in PancakeSwap. It is a beginning to end video from the very beginning on installing Metamask and getting set up with the Binance Smart Chain on Metamask and funding your wallet, making your trades, staking, creating a liquidity pool, farming, and then I show you how to unwind all of those positions, like unstake your farming liquidity pair tokens and then remove your liquidity and then sell your coins and then withdraw back to Binance US. So it's a pretty complete video for those of you who are just getting started. I've done other PancakeSwap videos, but this one is like a complete beginning to end tutorial with time codes, chapters, right? So you might want to check that video out if you're interested in PancakeSwap. And speaking of PancakeSwap, they just tweeted today that they hit an all-time high of average daily users, looking awful close to all-time high single-day user count too. So a lot of action over on PancakeSwap on the Binance Smart Chain. Their token CAKE has not revisited its all-time highs, though. It's been sort of hovering in the 20s. So I'm kind of personally looking for a new breakout of the PancakeSwap CAKE token, which would be cool. Whoops, I'm on BNB. So BNB up at 630. Let's see, we've got CAKE. Whoops, CAK. CAKE. There we go. This PancakeSwap. It's at $19 right now, and it's been much higher. It was broke 40 earlier in the year. So we've got some room for movement upwards for PancakeSwap if everything else goes up, right? Looking to see that. But as far as their exchange goes, a lot of activity on their exchange, right? And it is, they've got like 34 billion total locked value, if I'm not mistaken. We can check that over here. Oops, here in DeFi Station. It's an aggregator for all of the Binance Smart Chain stuff. 13 billion. That's weird. It was 34 billion just not that long ago. That's kind of weird. It go down so much. It's still number one, right? All right, let's move on to the next news story. Let's try to get through these. So basically what I wanted to talk about are a couple of... come on, Rex, you can do it. Oh, yeah, here we are. Metamask, phantom wallet users targeted in crypto phishing scam. So we're going to talk about that tonight. Basically, a phishing scam is where you are tricked into revealing your 24-word or 12-word recovery phrase, and that is it. A lot of people think that these malware and these phishing sites are somehow reaching in and grabbing the tokens out of your wallet. That is not how it works. They are tricking you into revealing your 24-word recovery phrase, however they manage to do that. So if at any point it asks you to enter your 24-word recovery phrase, don't, right? Don't tell it to anybody. Don't write it. Don't type it into your browser. But there are some caveats to that, because if you are like me and you're recovering wallets on like maybe a brand new computer, there is a scenario where you need to put in your recovery phrase into MetaMask or Phantom Wallet. So you have to make sure you're on the right site when you're doing this. So we're going to go over that, right? But that's the news right there. So this is the MetaMask Phantom Wallet has not really been hacked. And they weren't using phishing emails either. They were using fake Google ads. So when people searched for MetaMask and or Phantom Wallet, they were getting hits on Google that were ads, right? So if you say Phantom Wallet, which I've done here, in Google, right, you'll notice that I've got the real one at the top, but you can get ads at the top, and some of these have been culled, right? I'm not getting them like I was, but if you go a few, I've tried to find them, and we'll play with it a little bit, but sometimes your search results are ads, and it's quite obvious, right? If you look at your search result, a lot of times at the very top, it'll say it's an ad, right? So don't click on those ads, please. Let's see if we can do maybe MetaMask. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm blocking ads or whatever. But then these stories are keep coming up. I can't seem to get it to give me an ad. But you know what I'm talking about, right? When you get search results, you'll see ads. Yeah, I always do this. I don't know why. Okay, horse is pretty generic, and you're not going to get too many ads on that. I don't know. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about when you get ads at the top of a search result, right? Don't click on those. Okay, so, and then also, let's see here. This is the more detailed story, which this article refers to, the CPR alerts. It goes through step by step what they do, and we'll go through that a little bit. But let's get through the news here real quick if we can. I wanted to talk about one more crazy story, right? And this is a CNN story, right? So it's a mainstream story. Notice the first word, the first two words in this mainstream story: Bitcoin scam, right? Bitcoin scam. Bitcoin did not scam anybody, right? And Bitcoin is not a scam, right? But they like to keep pounding that meme that somehow Bitcoin is a scam and that Bitcoin is scamming people. It is a Bitcoin related scam, right? But when, whenever there's like a Ponzi scheme or, Bernie Madoff or whoever, or some kind of financial scheme, they don't say, oh, another dollar scheme, or another dollar scam, right? That's not how they frame it, right? It's like, it is a fraud scheme, or something like that. They don't refer to it as a dollar scam when somebody calls senior citizens, pretends to be the IRS and takes their money and gets their bank account info over the phone or through an email or whatever, they don't say dollar scam, right? But if it involves Bitcoin, they always say, oh, it's a Bitcoin scam, right? And it's not. Bitcoin had nothing to do with it. Basically, somehow, and this appeared on the Kroger website, right? And not to mention it didn't involve Bitcoin at all. It involved Bitcoin Cash, which is not Bitcoin. It's different. But anyway, I'll get off my high horse there. Kroger, briefly on, I don't remember what day it was, the price of Bitcoin Cash peaked because there was an announcement early in the day, early in the market trading day, that Kroger was going to accept Bitcoin Cash, which is really weird, right? And then not too much longer, Kroger came out and says, no, that's false. We're not going to be accepting Bitcoin Cash, right? But it was on their website, right? And so they're like, oh, wait a minute, though. It's not really our website. We're just like, we link to this PR newswire, right? So the Kroger website, when when there's announcements or whatever from PR newswire, like pushes those stories to the Kroger business page, right? So we've got a legitimate Kroger page saying that they're going to be accepting Bitcoin Cash, right? But it was a false story that was pushed out by this company called PR Newswire. Well, the question should be, how do people get on, how does a scammer manage to get a story onto PR Newswire? I mean, what are these guys running like, Windows 95 on their servers or whatever? I mean, are they that insecure that people can push stories onto their, their business blog thing, their RSS feed or whatever it is? I mean, that's what the scam is. They shouldn't have said Bitcoin scam. They should have said PR Newswire hacked by hackers. That should have been the headline. PR Newswire hacked by fraudsters, scammers, right? They could have just as easily done this on a company that's trading stock, right? Like, I don't know, like a movie company or, or Office Depot or whatever, they can like scam a false story about a publicly traded company and make that stock pump. In fact, that's pretty much what the institutional scams are all about, right? They release stories that pump the market. And they don't call them dollar scams. Anyway, this happened not too long ago. And it's basically that the PR Newswire got hacked and a false story appeared and it got pushed out to the Kroger website. And then Kroger came out and said, not true. Right? And then, of course, the price of Bitcoin Cash dove, right? But somebody was aware of this and had probably pre-purchased some Bitcoin Cash and then sold it at the peak, right? Not a Bitcoin scam. All right, so let me see. Is someone complaining about me not answering their questions? Okay. Can you believe people are still buying into the Squid Game? It's at 6.0 insanity. Yeah, that's funny. I kind of wish that I had bought some after they released the news that it was a scam, because it's still pumping, right? And we're going to talk about that a little bit, because that's where we were last week on that Kenau Inu coin. I wanted to kind of share that with you guys. But let me go through here real quick and see if there's any burning questions from someone who is desperate for an answer and PO'd that I'm not listening. What I get a lot is this thing live? Because it doesn't appear to be reading my questions. So Barbara has a question. about staking rewards. So let's cover that real quick if you guys don't mind. Let's go over to PancakeSwap. And I am connected to my MetaMask wallet here. Yeah, okay, there. Now, my MetaMask wallet it's a browser extension that you can use to manage crypto. Private keys are stored on your computer. And it can be configured for different networks, right? Its default is the Ethereum network, but I've configured it for Binance Smart Chain, and that's what we're looking at right here. Now, PancakeSwap is a website where you can trade, stake, participate in liquidity pools, and also farm your liquidity pool tokens. I know that's a mouthful. Well, let's just focus right now on a pool, okay? Now, this is a single pool. Now, this particular pool is CAKE token, right? So I have CAKE token in my wallet, and I put it in this staking pool. Now, when you do that, at least on PancakeSwap, you do not have the CAKE in your wallet anymore. It's in a smart contract. So if you look here, it says I have 611 CAKE that is staked in this pool. And if I go over to my MetaMask wallet and look for my balance of CAKE, it says 0 CAKE, right? Which means that it's not in my wallet, it's in the smart contract. But Barbara's question is, how often should I take my rewards? Now, you'll notice that this is an auto pool, which means that it will automatically reinvest the CAKE that I earn back into the pool. Automatically. I don't have to do anything. So in this case, the answer to Barbara's question is never, right? Don't ever take your rewards. Just keep reinvesting them, right? Now, there's another CAKE pool here, which is a manual CAKE pool. And it will do the same thing. It'll earn you CAKE, but it's not going to reinvest it into the pool. But you do need to go and collect it, right? See that little button there that says collect? There's nothing in mine right now, so there's nothing to collect. But I could unstake some of this CAKE by hitting the minus, and like say I could take 50% out if I wanted to. I could stop staking it. And if I were to stop staking the CAKE, then, or at least 50% of it, I would see 305 CAKE in my wallet. Now, if I were to do that and then sell that CAKE, that would be, I could take profits on that, but part of that is what I put in originally, right? So that's kind of like spinning my wheels. I'm just pulling out what I stuck in there to start with. But I could, like, look at it. Okay, it says I earned 9.2 CAKE recently, right? Fairly recently, right? I could keep, instead of, if I were doing that in the manual CAKE, it would just show up here as CAKE that I've earned, right? It would show 9 CAKE, and then I could collect it and just take out what I'm earning, right? And then I could leave the rest of it in there in the pool, right? And then I could take that CAKE and just sell it outright for cash, right? Or I could sell it for BNB, or I could sell it for Binance US dollar, which is a stable coin tied to the price of the US dollar, so that I would lock in those gains. And that if CAKE were to fluctuate wildly down, then I would still have the, let's just call it 176 US dollars worth, right? And then we could do that every week if we wanted to, right? So it just depends on your mentality. Do you want to keep rolling your earnings into higher levels? Do you want to keep reinvesting your earnings so that your principal goes up and your staking rewards go up over time? Or do you wish to just simply cash out on a regular basis? It's entirely up to you. You could do it every day if you wanted to, right? Or you could do it every week, or you could do it every month. It's up to you, right? With Cake, I tend to keep reinvesting it. Now we have other ones that might be a little more risky, that we might not want to just set and forget, right? We might want to kind of keep an eye on the underlying asset, whether it's like going up or down. And if you see the asset starting to plummet in value, then it's time to, like cash out, right? But if you cash out on a regular basis, then you are preventing that sort of thing. You're being proactive, right? You're taking your profits out on a regular basis so that if the price of the underlying asset suddenly plummets, you're already ahead, right? And you could continue. Let's say you put in $1,000 to start with, right? And then over time you keep pulling out until you've broke even, right? You've got $1,000 out, and now you're playing with the house money, right? You just leave it in there. But there are some other ones where the price of the asset could drop, and then you're less than where you started. So it just depends on the pool that you're dealing with, right? And let's see. This is plus your list that taught me how to use and move around a lot of crypto. Just want to thank you, Ron B. Thank you for the compliment. Vera Voss, best project for someone that was hacked last week. Half portfolio loss, no energy to start with, and emotionally drained. Thanks for your input. Hello to everyone. Good day. Thanks for all the videos. Thank you, Vera Voss. Right. Beware of scammers. We're going to talk about that, right? BTC, stay steady. Then ETH, vet. Have some Tronics. Just wondered if I could still swap them to Tron. That I don't know. If you still have the old ERC20 Tronics, your best bet is Binance, right? But I can't show that to you because I don't have access to Binance anymore, right? They've effectively blocked out U.S. users, and then you can get in there with a VPN, but you're severe if you're not verified with them, which means you haven't provided ID to Binance, then you're severely restricted on how much you can trade and withdraw. I'm not sure that you can withdraw much at all. But if you still have access to Binance, then what you need to do is take that Tronics and deposit it on Binance using the Ethereum address of Binance, right? So if you go to Tron, I can't do it, but if you were to go to Tron and do a deposit, it would say something like, make sure you put full-blown Tron in here. If you have old ERC20 Tron, then you need to deposit it in the Ethereum, in your Ethereum wallet in Binance, right? So you go over to Ethereum, you get the Ethereum address, and then you transfer your Tron in through that address, because that Tron is still ERC20 Tron, right? You put it in the Ethereum wallet on Binance, and then Binance will convert it for you automatically, and it'll just show up in your regular Tron balance in your Binance account, right? You put your Tronics, your ERC20 Tron, into the Ethereum wallet on Binance, and then it'll convert it to regular Tron. At least that's the way it's supposed to work, if they even still do it or not. It's been a few years now, right? But what are you going to do, right? But I don't know that there's any conversion utility on Tron anymore for doing it. No. Sorry about that. Let's see. Let's get down a little more here. Okay. CC. Okay, Barbara. Okay, Barbara K. Cosmos gives gains daily. I have to reinvest manually. I do it every other day or so. I guess it doesn't make a difference if I keep adding it to my account as Cosmos. Right, Barbara. But like, you might want to just keep an eye on the price of Cosmos token, right? If there's some bad news or something, or we get another, like maybe after this next pump, we get a huge pullback it might make sense to go ahead and like liquidate your Cosmos to avoid that precipitous drop. Because if you're earning Cosmos every day at this price, and it's all in Cosmos token, and then Cosmos takes a dive, all of that earning will like vanish, right? And the Cosmos, even though it's more Cosmos, let's say you had 100 Cosmos tokens, and now you got 120 because you've been, you know, earning Cosmos, and then the price of Cosmos drops by, you know, 50, 60%, even that 120 Cosmos is worth less dollar wise than your original 100, right? So keep an eye on the price of Cosmos. But as it stands, I've heard Cosmos is an up and comer, and you're probably okay keeping it in Cosmos, at least for now. Just like keep an eye on the price of Cosmos. All right. Hi, Nancy. Thanks. Do you support Plan B numbers? I try not to get too wrapped up in specific people that are making predictions like Plan B. You know, they have a model, right? There's a lot of models out there. I've noticed that one of my favorite websites for crypto news is not CoinDesk, but doggone it. Okay, here it is. Sorry guys. CoinTelegraph. Well, CoinTelegraph has become more of an ad platform than news. They used to be really good news site, and they still are. I still check them every day, right? But they keep talking about their what do all of these coins have in common? They each had a vortex score in excess of 90. This is their thing, their price prediction model, and they keep pumping it in all these. You know, it's supposed to look like a news story, but they're basically, you know, hyping their own vortex thing, which is a subscription-based thing, you know, associated with this news site, which I find a little bit disingenuous, right? But the Plan B thing, I mean, I hope that they're right? Their stock to flow ratio, which predicts, you know, where Bitcoin's going. And then there are a lot of people that I mentioned the 4-year cycle, which is based on the Bitcoin halving event, which it happens at a certain block number on the blockchain, but time-wise, it's roughly every 4 years. And we've seen huge pumps in the price of Bitcoin post-halving, usually within a year or so. So we had a halving back in 2020, the fourth one, I believe. So we're waiting for the next halving-related bull market, which, if as predicted, is in the next month or two, right? The next 5 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks. So what does that mean for us? Does that mean that, you know, we should all get out after 5 weeks? Maybe, depending on your, you know, how you feel about the crypto market. I personally will probably hang on to my Bitcoin, but I will probably sell nice piece of my altcoin positions depending on, you know, where they go. You know, like DOT. If DOT hits like 100, I'll probably sell maybe half of what I got. You know, so, you know, but I don't know about the Plan B stock to flow ratio, and if that is like they think it's going to continue to go up or not. I think there's been a lot of predictions about Bitcoin being 1 million. So would you sell any of your Bitcoin at any point? I don't know. But there's no harm in selling, you know, percentages of your holdings to take profits, right? Because the crypto market is very volatile. Now, I wanted to talk about this scam. Which is best, Ledger, Nano, or Trezor? I prefer the Ledger myself. I like Ledger Live. It's a good way to manage your holdings, most of them. And then there are a lot of sites out there that support the Ledger device uh, for different third-party wallets, but a lot of those sites also support Trezor as well. I'm not that comfortable with the Trezor suite, which is their built-in software, but we've talked about this a lot. You know, the devices were around before they even had their own proprietary software suites, right? You had Ledger and you had Trezor before they even had their Ledger Live stuff. You know, they were all third-party wallets, right? But I think the Ledger Live is better for a mainstream user than the Trezor suite. The Ledger Live supports more cryptos and has more functionality. So based on the software that you would normally be using with your Ledger, then I would say I would prefer the Ledger. Right. Now, let's check this scam here. What was going on is that if you searched for the Phantom wallet, okay, here's an example. If you searched for the Phantom wallet, and notice they typed the word Phantom in here, but the top hit was Phanton, Phanton, not Phantom. But you'll also notice that the title of the website spells it correctly. So if you're not paying attention, then you could easily think that this is the Phantom wallet, right? And so, but you're not going to phantom.app, you're going to phanton.app, right? And if you do that, it looks a lot like the Phantom site for where you download the extension, right? And it's going to say, okay, well, what do you want to do? You want to create a new wallet, or you want to use a phrase? So, but even if you're just brand new and you create a wallet, it gives you a recovery phrase. This is how they always work, right? They always start off by giving you a recovery phrase, and you're supposed to write it down and save it. But interestingly, if you look at the top here where it says phantom.pw/new.php, this recovery phrase is showing up in the web browser. That's a red flag. You don't want that recovery phrase in the browser window. You want it in your extension, right? So what you should see, instead of a web address, you should see an extension. So let's see if I can do it here. I think I did it earlier. All right. So, oops. No, there's no extensions in here. So if we do, let's do Metamask. Whoops. So if we go to download Metamask and we install Metamask and then we add it to Firefox, all right, and then we get started, notice here that this thing up here says extension, right? That means that this is in the extension, right? If you say, okay, let's create a wallet, I just do that, right? All right, it's going to do all this. All right, so there is the seed phrase. But notice that it's an extension, that it just happens to be full screen, right? That's how MetaMask works when you're setting it up. So, but that's what you want to see. You don't want to see a website here where you've got this recovery phrase. As it turns out, that recovery phrase is the attacker's seed phrase, which is kind of weird because the attacker is giving out his seed phrase, right? But what he's doing is, and then the next step is kind of crucial here. I would never do this, but a newcomer might. The next step tells you to create a password, which they get, right? And then it takes you to the real Phantom website, and it tells you to add it to Chrome, and then you get to that step where it asks you if you want to create a wallet or import a wallet, or it says, yes, I already have a wallet. Well, a newcomer would think, well, I already have a wallet because I've just created it here, right? So it tricks you into thinking that you already have the wallet. But see, I wouldn't fall for that because I would know, well, why is it asking me again? But a newcomer might not get it, right? And they might put their recovery phrase in there. So let's do it, right? I'm going to do it. Let's do Phantom. Okay. All right. I can't make that ad come again. But let's just assume that the attacker has gotten us to this point, and then we're here. I guess since they've already been tricked into thinking that they've created this secret phrase and they've written it down, at this point, the newcomer would just put it in there. So I wrote this guy down. And what I'd like to show you is I wrote this down, right? So if we go and we use the secret recovery phrase and we paste in that one that the attacker gave, right? And then import it, we'll just do that. And we'll agree, we'll hit save, and then we'll continue and then finish. Notice now that I already have a wallet with a balance. That should be a red flag right there. Whoa, wait, how did I get a wallet with a balance? And then notice if you click here that there are a bunch of them, right? There's like 11 of them. It's kind of weird, huh? So there are people out there still doing this, right? But let's say, okay, let's see. I want to do it. Where do I want to do it? Let's just do this. Let's say, let's try our Soulflare wallet, right? This is a different browser, so I'm not worried about the attacker, right? But let's just do a receive, right? Let's copy. This is the address of my wallet. Let's go back over here to this this new one, right? That already has a balance in there. Let's do a send and of Solana, and let's send it to our wallet, right? And let's say, let's do 2, right? And we'll hit next, and then we'll hit send, and it always says unable to send. So I don't know what the attacker did to make this wallet like inaccessible to anybody that restores using that recovery phrase. I don't know how they managed to do that, but a newcomer might not realize that that is not their wallet balance, and they might put more in there, right? Now, as soon as they do that, the attacker will transfer it to their own wallet, right? So we don't want to create a wallet that we've been given a recovery phrase from someone else, right? But it's easy to fool a newcomer, right? Because if you noticed over here in MetaMask, you always, if it's your first time, they give you a recovery phrase. And then, but then you move on and you you do have to confirm that, right? So it is subtle. The difference is subtle, right? But the point is that we want to make sure that we're on the right website, that it's the MetaMask website or the Phantom website, right? Phantom.app, that you're not on a site where it's misspelled, right? That's a faux site. They're going to give you a bad recovery phrase. And then another thing that these attackers were doing with the MetaMask is that they were pretty much doing the same thing in MetaMask, right? You'll notice that this is not the MetaMask website. It's like a different address, but it looks like the MetaMask website. At that point, you get to this import wallet screen. Even someone that might be fairly savvy, that just is being careless, might not realize that they're not on the real MetaMask site, and then they import one of their pre-existing wallets. Well, that gives the attacker access to their existing wallet, right? But the real scam here is tricking someone into revealing their 24-word recovery phrase by asking them to type it in at some point, right? So that is the real scam, right? There's no way that anyone can simply, through the internet, access my wallet remotely and move crypto out of there, unless I've been infected with a virus or whatever. But most of the scammers aren't doing that. What they're doing is tricking you into revealing your 24-word recovery phrase. So please don't do it. Anyway, yeah, I had to use Firefox because I didn't have any of the extensions in there. So I was able to sort of show you a blank slate. I don't use Firefox that much. All right. No, it didn't. Yeah, I thought about it earlier when I used that recovery phrase and saw those balances, and I thought, oh man, I'll just move them to my own wallet. But I don't know how they managed to block that. They must have done something weird beyond my capabilities. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about, someone asked me last week about a coin called Kenau Inu. Let's see, here we are. Yeah, Kenau Inu, right? And their question was, hey, I'm trying to buy it, but I can't, right? Or maybe they were just a spammer and hoping that they would trick us all into thinking that we should run out and get this. But basically, it was a tech support question. He's like, dude, I'm trying to buy it. I can't. What's going on? I go on to Uniswap and I can't buy this. And what I figured out was, well, first of all, let's take this. And we tried CoinGecko. And we couldn't find it on CoinGecko, but I believe we found it on CoinMarketCap, right? Oh, yeah, look at this. There's a picture of Keanu Reeves, right? And the person that asked us about this last week said something like, hey, when his movie comes out in December, this coin is just going to blow to the moon, right? All right. So I was pretty much convinced that we had the coin because we had the contract address, right? We went over to our MetaMask wallet. I'm going to switch back over to Ethereum. And then we were able to add it to our MetaMask wallet, right? There it is, Kenau. And then we were also able to, let's get over to Uniswap. We were able to get over to Uniswap and get this thing like, whoops. Yeah. We got it added to MetaMask, right? Now, he was trying to use Ethereum to Kenau, right? And he kept failing. And we did too. I think we tried it last week. So the bigger picture lesson here, if it weren't a scam coin, which it is, pretty much, but you can make money on scam coins because they pump, right? Is that what we want to do is when we go down here to markets, we want to look at the pairs that are available, right? Notice you can't buy this coin on any big exchanges, but you can buy it. It says Uniswap, but look at the pair here. It's not ETH, it's wrapped ETH. So if you really want to get this coin, you need wrapped ETH, right? Because that's where the liquidity is, right? The Kenau ETH pair, trading pair, is a low liquidity trading pair. There's hardly any, liquidity in there. So, but if you switch over to wrapped ETH, you have a much better chance of making this trade, right? And after we got done with the live stream last week, I managed to buy some, right? And then after I bought some, I was so proud of myself. I was going to show you guys, hey, look, I managed to buy some. And it did take a couple of tries. Like after I like set up, I bought some wrapped ETH. Like if you have ETH, right, and you want to like switch it for wrapped ETH, notice it doesn't say swap here, it says wrap, right? It'll actually wrap your ETH to become, and you can like say, oh, I'm just going to do 0.1, right? You can wrap your ETH so that it becomes wrapped ETH, right? So I managed to get some wrapped ETH, and then I bought that coin, Kenau. Wherever it is, all right? Now, then I said, oh, well, let's look into this a little more and see what's going on. Kenau. I don't believe that's how you spell Kenau Reeves, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Keanu. Is that it? Ke. Oh, it is. Okay, so that's how you spell this name, right? Now, so I was like, well, let's check this thing out. Let's go over to their website. Oops, red flag. There's no website. What happened, right? Let's okay, let's go to community. Let's go to Twitter. Right? Kind of a protected Twitter profile. All right, let's try Reddit. Okay. Okay, look over here. Kenau Inu, because of a cease and desist order from Kenau Reeves' lawyers, it is no longer allowed to use his name or likeness. Therefore, the Reddit name is changed temporarily until the coin will be relaunched with a new name. Stay tuned. All right. Isn't the entire premise of this coin based on the fact that it's named after Kenau Reeves? So if they were to rename the coin to something else, what would be the attraction of this coin, right? All right. So basically, it's a scam, right? Or they tried and failed. I don't know that it was Dog Inu. I guess that's what they're calling it now, Dog Inu. But the coin is still available, right? And after I saw this, I was kind of like, I lost a couple $100, right? Whatever. I went back to Uniswap, and I checked out the Kenau that I had bought, and it was still worth pretty much what I paid for it. I didn't think it was going to moon or anything, but I was kind of like, okay, well, it's still worth like $350 or whatever it was. And so I traded it back. That's why I have a zero balance now. I was able to sell what I had bought, but I had to pay like $150 gas fee to make the trade. So I didn't get back all of what I put into it. So this is just, you need to be careful when you hear about coins and you think it's going to moon and you run out and buy a coin. Even I do it, right? I bought an imposter coin a while back because I guess I must have been in a rush. Let me see if I can show it to you. I think I still have it. Let's switch back. I don't know why PancakeSwap. Let's get out of this. Let's go back. Well, let's just look at the wallet here for a sec. Actually, what I used was CoinTracker to figure out. But what happened was I went to, and I guess you can figure out what we had for dinner tonight, right? I don't know. We just made lasagna upstairs, and all of a sudden Google knows. I don't know how. I mean, we pulled up the recipe on our Amazon Alexa, so our Echo Show. So I guess the Echo and Google are talking to each other. Who knows, right? Or maybe Google smelled us cooking it. You know, that's why they're giving us lasagna recipes. All right, so let's go to price. Oops. Let me put the, okay, here. I bought a coin called Polka Bridge. Or so I thought. I bought the coin PBR back in early, like February of this year. I heard about it somewhere. And I noticed over the last month, about a month and a half ago, I noticed that the price was going up because I was tracking the price in my portfolio manager. And so I said, okay, well, let me go check on this coin. And I noticed that it was worthless, right? It was not Polka Bridge. I had tried to add it with its ticker symbol. Let's go to PancakeSwap here real quick. Like that here. I said PBR. Okay, it's not showing up there. Oh, it's on the Ethereum blockchain anyway. My mistake. All right, let's go back to Uniswap. So if we go PBR, okay, see here. I had this one, right? There are a lot of imposter coins out there, right? So, and I bought it, and they took my money, right? I traded for ETH, I guess, back in February or whatever of this year. But then when I went to sell it, of course, it was worthless, right? It has the same 3 letters, right? And if we go to etherscan.io, let's try that PBR. You'll notice that there are quite a, well, actually it's just 2, apparently. It's just the imposter that I bought and the real one that I didn't buy, right? But there is, the story has kind of a happy ending because once I realized this, and this was like a month and a half, 2 months ago, I said, okay, well, fine. I'll go ahead and buy some of the real one because I must have thought it was worthwhile at some point. So I did buy some of the real one, and the real one's been pumping ever since. So I believe I haven't sold any of it yet, so I haven't done anything, or I haven't earned anything yet. But if I do sell it at its current price, then I will have recouped what I lost on the imposter coin back earlier this year, right? It was like $300-400 I spent, right? So watch out for imposter coins, watch out for imposter wallets, watch out for imposter news feed stories, like everything, right? I don't know. How's Yamathoa? Okay. All right, so let's see what's going on. Alan Ellis, when you go to the Theta website, you choose Connect to Wallet and choose Hardware option. All right, so if someone wants to access a Theta wallet, let's go ahead and try that. What was the original question? How do you do it? Alan Ellis. Set up Theta to my ledger. Took my attempt to get the device to sync. It was very frustrating. Kept trying and looking up how-tos from YouTube. It would not sync. Okay. All right. So if we want to manage Theta, we can use our Ledger device, but we can't use Ledger Live because Ledger Live does not support Theta. But I'm going to put my pin in here. We haven't really talked about Theta in a while. I guess it's doing pretty good. All right, so let's, we can start from the beginning. We're gonna have to, let's go to Ledger. All right. I misspelled it, right? So they took me to a faux site. All right, let's try again. That's better. If we go over to crypto assets and then we search for theta, what happened? Well, it's not there anymore? Come on. Okay. I know it exists. Did I misspell it? All right, whatever. Which is dumb because they do have a theta app, don't they? Let's go over to Ledger Live. All right, we're going to need to... Oh, that was weird. All right, so we're going to have to go to Manager. Let's open this thing up here. Let's get this in here. All right, we're going to need to go to the Ledger Manager. So if we click on Manager here, we'll choose Allow Ledger Manager. And then we'll look for the Theta app. Okay, there are some updates available for the apps, right? You always want to keep your apps up to date, right? But let's just look for Theta. What happened to Theta? Oh, that's right. You use the Ethereum app. Okay. Yeah, Theta's weird. Okay, so you don't use there is no Theta app. You use the Ethereum app. So let's go back here. But you have to go to their website. You go to the Theta wallet, right? So what you need to do is you need to be in the Ethereum app on your device. I forgot all about this, right? I haven't done it in so long. So we go to the Ethereum app and we enter the Ethereum app. And then here, instead of key store or mnemonic, or private key, we use hardware. Here, notice they support both Ledger and Trezor. Okay. But we're using a Ledger, right? We say, okay. And we use this derivation path, the Ethereum Ledger Live derivation path. I don't understand why they don't just make this newer one the default, but they don't, right? Maybe you've got an old Ledger Nano S that it was pre-Ledger Live. They used to use Chrome apps back in the days, back before the Clone Wars. But now it's Ledger Live, right? So you use Ledger Live derivation path, which might be your issue, right? We'll hit continue here. And then it should, okay, then we're going to connect to our Ledger Nano X through the web browser. And then we get all these addresses. You can store your Theta on multiple addresses on your Ledger, right? There's bunches of them. So if you want to scroll through 5 pages and hide it, it'll look like it's 0 to, the casual observer. Although I don't know that the casual observer will even get this far, right? All right, so there, you can see our Theta balance and you can see our T-Fuel balance. So the key there is the device has to be connected to your computer. You need to have the Ethereum app. You need to be in the Ethereum app. And then when you get to the Theta page, you use your Ledger. Now, if that had been the first time I'd have ever done this, then they would have all been 0. And I just would have chosen the first empty one or the next page, wherever I wanted to start, right? I would enter the wallet and I would see 0 balances. And then I would do a receive and get my address and send and buy it somewhere, right? Now I can do display on Ledger here and it'll show me the address on my device, right? That's my Theta address on the device. But notice this is all sort of taking place inside the Ledger device, right? But I could copy that into my clipboard and go buy Theta on an exchange and send it to my newly created ledger-based Theta wallet, right? And then this wallet has some staking functionality if you want to stake your Theta, right? I don't know, where would you buy Theta? So let's go over here. Let's look at Theta, right? Where would you buy it? Oh, I don't know. I don't think you can buy it on like, you can't buy it on like Coinbase, right? Or Binance US or anything. It's like hard to get your hands on this token, right? You can get it on regular Binance. You can get it on Crypto.com exchange, which is not available to people in the US. Huobi Global, I hope I pronounced that right. OKEX, KuCoin. We could do KuCoin, right? I think that's where I bought some, right? So I don't know if that answers. I walked you through the whole wallet scenario. Use base ledger on a ledger. All right. All right. Let's see. I don't know what else I had on the agenda tonight. Kitty. Oh, check trading pairs for most liquidity. I think we talked about that a little bit already, right? So if you're trying to buy a particular coin that is only available on Uniswap, which was the Kenau, right? In this case, it was the Kenau. Look at that trading pair, right? If the trading pair is CoinX with wrapped ETH, then use the wrapped ETH. You want to trade where the liquidity is, right? So if I'm on Pancake, let's go back over to the Pancake. Oh, we're on Binance Smart Chain, okay. Let's go back over to Binance Smart Chain. Let's say I've got, where is that? SHIB, all right? Let's say I have SHIB and I want to sell my SHIB. But I want stablecoin like Binance US dollar. This is not really a great trading pair, right? The trade might go through, right? But basically you want to use the trading pair that has the most liquidity. So let's go over to let's go down to markets. Let's see what are our big trading pairs, right? Where's PancakeSwap? Okay. Show more. I know you can get this thing on PancakeSwap. Well, whatever. Did I pass it? Anyway, I don't see it. But let's just take a look at Uniswap. All right. Okay, so there's SHIB US Tether, Leash and SHIB and Kisu. There's a lot of trading pairs for SHIB, right? So it's not really the best example. But if it's a newer coin, doesn't have a lot of trading pairs, going to be low liquidity, then look on CoinGecko under markets and try and find the most reasonable trading pair you can find to make your trade, because this trade might fail, or maybe, I don't know, this probably won't. But let's say we're like a more obscure coin, right? If I'm going to do like GMR for Win, that's not a very good pair, right? There's not a whole lot of liquidity in that pair, right? You're pretty much on PancakeSwap. If you have BNB and you want to buy another coin, BNB is probably a good bet, right? BNB, almost every coin, there's some liquidity in the BNB. And you can even look over here in farms, right, to see what the big pairs are, right? So you got CAKE BNB, Binance US Dollar BNB, DAR BNB, Here's one that's FINA Binance US dollar. So in this case, Binance US dollar is a good trading pair. There's liquidity in that pool, right? But you'll see that a lot of them are BNB, right? So if you want an obscure coin, you're probably better off using BNB as your trading pair, right? Rather than Bitcoin or something else, right? All right, let's see here. Hey, Scott, it's good to have you here. Pretty sure I can do it now. Thank you. And JDO and Rex, one more question. Can I use my ETH address for Theta? Yeah, as it may not be the exact. Let's take a look here at the. A lot of people send their Theta to their Ethereum address by mistake, and then have trouble finding it. Let me see here. This 478BD, I think that is one of my Ethereum addresses. You can have multiple Ethereum addresses, right? Let's take a look at this one. Actually, let's get rid of this. I didn't want that in there. If we do a receive here. All right, this is the one that ends in 2445, right? So if we go back here, let's log out. Let's log back in again. I'm still in the Ethereum. All right, there it is. See, 22445. So you may have an Ethereum wallet at that address already, but as long as you're using the Theta wallet, you should be able to find whatever Theta you may have accidentally sent to that Ethereum address, right? I get that one a lot. Oh, I withdrew my Theta from Binance and I put it in my Ethereum wallet and it's not there. Well, you can go to this wallet and find it, right? Because they're like every Ethereum address that you have in that ledger you should be able to see here, right? That 445, right in this, right? Okay, so where was that? What is my BTC price prediction for the end of the year? 2 million thousand jillion. I don't really do price predictions, but I would be happy if it set a new all-time high. That's really all I really care about. If it goes, I mean, when it hit 66, when Bitcoin hit 66,000 a couple of weeks ago, I was kind of hoping to see like that run up, but it like breakout from there when it hit price discovery. But it has since sort of consolidated a little bit, which I'm told is a good thing, right? But I wouldn't mind if it went to 100,000 before the end of the year. That would be nice. But just seeing it like hit a newer all-time high probably I would be happy. Like if it breaks, supposedly, according to this article, if it breaks at 64, I've already taken all these down, right? If it breaks its $64,000 resistance, right? The $64,000 resistance should allow it to pop higher. So if it like hits 70,000, 80,000, I'll be okay with that because it seems to pump up the altcoins, right? It gives a good foundation for the altcoins to thrive, right? So if Bitcoin is, we mentioned that at the beginning, if Bitcoin is doing well, then everyone is comfortable with buying cryptocurrencies in general, right? And then so they start piling into these great opportunities and all of these new coins and paradigms, right? I wanted to talk about that a little bit. I don't know if I can remember everything that I was thinking earlier about what makes a coin valuable, right? You should ask yourself that. What makes a coin valuable? Supply, right? So scarcity. If a coin is hard to find, hard to get, then that's its scarcity, right? So Bitcoin has that 21 million Bitcoin cap, right? So in that sense, it's got that scarcity. Now there are other like newer coins that are hard to get your hands on that are scarce in that sense, and that may not always be your best thing, right? But the scarcity is a factor in almost every coin, right? So we want to. There are a lot of coins that are out there, newer coins that are trying to avoid inflation, right? We don't want to like Shiba Inu. I don't know. It's like a trillion circulating supply. Oh, you see it on Coin Market Cap. Right, so circulating supply, right? That's the factor in what makes a coin valuable. So, I mean, I get a lot of questions. They'll say, you know, very rightly so. They'll say something like, "Why is Bitcoin $61,000 per Bitcoin and Ethereum is only 4,500? Why would that be?" Well, the main reason is the difference in circulating supply. You'll notice that the Ethereum circulating supply is 118 million, and Bitcoin is only 18 million, roughly, right? So that makes a difference. That's why Bitcoin, each Bitcoin is worth more than Ethereum. Now, also market cap has another factor, right? The market cap of Bitcoin is higher. Overall, the amount of money that Bitcoin is worth for all of the Bitcoins that are out there at today's current price gives it a market cap of whatever this is, trillion, like 1.1 trillion. You know, Bitcoin is almost as worth as much as the new infrastructure bill. Haha, right? So scarcity, circulating supply, right? And what does it do, right? Does it have a use case? So a lot of people are bagging on Litecoin because it doesn't really have a very unique use case. I don't know where the heck Litecoin went. Where is Litecoin, man? Did I pass it already? Litecoin used to be in the top 10. No longer. Let's just search for it and see where it's at. Okay. Oh, it's only 17. Okay. But Litecoin's use case is not very compelling. I'm not trying to bag on Litecoin at all. Like I own Litecoin and everything, but the reason I'm bringing this up is because a coin should have a compelling use case, and Litecoin is pretty much what Bitcoin is. It's just a currency. It doesn't have like smart contracts, or it's not involved in. It's not a governance token in any kind of financial website or anything like that. It's just a currency, just like Bitcoin. Now it did used to, and it still is faster and cheaper, right? So Litecoin had a good use case in that you could transfer. You could buy Litecoin and transfer it quickly and easily, like between wallets and exchanges. And I used to do that quite a bit. But there are other coins now that are even faster. Like Solana is much faster, and the fees are much cheaper than Litecoin. So Litecoin isn't really a very compelling use case as far as against Bitcoin, right? Or any other coin, really. So, but there are a lot of people that believe in Litecoin. They say it's going to peak again, hit its another all-time high or whatever. So, but what does it do, right? So Ethereum does a lot. But then we also have to look at how efficient is it, right? So Ethereum has been around a while. It does a lot. People use it to trade a lot, but the fees are very high, maddeningly high, right? So we have some competitors to the Ethereum ecosystem in Solana, Cardano, and Polkadot. Those are the big competitors to the Ethereum block. They don't have that. They haven't overtaken Ethereum yet, because you can see Ethereum's market cap is still much higher than those. What is this? Oh, that's circulating supply. Pardon me. So yeah, so 14 billion. Oh no, I'm sorry. Market cap. Half a trillion, 532 billion. And Solana, 77 billion. So not quite as high in market cap, right? There's not as much money in the Solana blockchain because it's new. Faster, better, some may say, but still not as trusted, doesn't have the kind of money. And then we get into that last thing, which is what makes the coin valuable? Basically, investor sentiment, market sentiment, right? So obviously, even though the Ethereum is bloated, it needs has its issues, has really high fees, can be slow, people believe in it, right? It's got a brand name, right, that people believe in over Solana. Now, Solana is like the hot coin right now, just hit a new all-time high today, but not as well known as Ethereum. Hasn't been around as long as Ethereum. So Solana has a great use case, but investor sentiment is still with Ethereum, right? And we also have Cardano, which is very good, solid code foundation, does a lot, smart contract, a little bit slow in getting up and running, but a lot of people are kind of sour on Cardano just because of its slow implementation. Cardano was hot in 2017, and then it got hot again this year. But now it's sort of in consolidation phase again. Whereas we've got Solana, Polkadot, Terra Luna, and Avalanche are newcomers on the scene, which seem to be getting more attention, right? Cardano is still high up there in market cap, but its price action has been pretty drab over the last few months. Okay, so let me see, any questions? Right, so as JDO points out, the most, prescient factor is sentiment, right? Market sentiment, investor sentiment. Do the investors think it's a good place to put their money, right? And Bitcoin sort of takes the cake as the ultimate store of value in the cryptocurrency world. It's been around the longest, right? Okay. Yeah, and then Harmony too. That's another big one. Harmony is, I don't know where their team is. I think they're Chinese or Taiwanese, or it's an Asian coin, right? Harmony 1, wherever the heck it is. I think I probably passed it. What is Harmony 1? It's been doing great lately. Uh, 56. Okay. But its price action has been great, right? So, and then we run into another thing, right? Which is price action. If I had invested last month in Cardano, I'd been pretty disappointed. I wouldn't have seen much price action with my investment over the last month or so. Cardano has been pretty much at $2 for the last month or so, right? Whereas Harmony 1, which is way down here, what was it, 56? I don't know. Yeah. Harmony 1, if I had put some money in Harmony 1 last month, I'd be pretty happy today. It's gone up since then, right? So we also have price action to deal with, right? Harmony 1 may not be even comparable to Cardano as far as its use case and its market cap and all that other stuff, but it probably made more money for people over the last month than Cardano did. So we have that to think about too. Just depends on where you're at. And then there's our old friend PancakeSwap there. Hasn't been doing much, right? And then Crypto.com, I should mention Crypto.com is, I think its all-time high was just a day or two ago at like 39. It's come back just a bit since then, but great use case, right? The Crypto.com app, I don't think I've used it tonight yet, but I did want to quickly show you guys one of the use case. Doggone it. Oh well, I don't know that I can share my phone with you. I'm going to try this one more time. I thought that I had. Oh, I guess I hadn't opened it. Oh, that's right. I had to reboot my computer. No wonder. All right, so if you have Crypto.com app on your phone and you want to buy some CRO, it's pretty easy to do. But the nice thing about the Crypto.com app and the MCO Visa card, am I right side up there? Is that right side up? No, it's upside down. Is that you can use the MCO Visa card to spend your crypto in the real world. Right? So it's got a great use case. And then there are all kinds of opportunities for earning CRO. So you can earn CRO through staking. You can earn CRO through referral bonuses. You can earn CRO when you use your card. Right? You get like cash back that goes into CRO. So I just kind of wanted to do a quick demo on, you'll see there that I got a $25 in CRO bonus today, right? So what can I do with that? Well, let's see. I'll just take that CRO. Let's do sell CRO, and I'll sell it for stablecoin, true US dollar. No fees to sell it on Crypto.com. And now I can go over to my card and do a top up. And I'll just top it up 25 bucks. All right. I didn't have to pay any fees to do that. And now I have an additional $25 on my card that I can use when I go buy stuff, like everywhere that Visa is accepted. So you'll notice now that I've got $333 on the card. So I could go buy a watch, or a new hat, or some gloves, or whatever. Just any store will accept the card, right? And I wanted to mention, Buddy commented on the video, and he said that the MCO Visa card is not a secured credit card, and he's right. It's not. It's more like a prepaid debit card more than anything, because you can get the card for free. You don't need to stake CRO to get the card, and then you can use it as long as you sell some of your crypto and top up your card. You can go spend your crypto. So if I'm holding Bitcoin in my Crypto.com account, price of Bitcoin goes up, I can top up my card with Bitcoin directly, right? I don't have to sell it for stablecoin. And then that Bitcoin goes right into my card balance, so I can go spend if I need to buy something, right? So the coin CRO is a great use case, and that's kind of why this card, the coin, has been pumping lately. I think people are finally starting to realize it. And Matt Damon did a commercial for Crypto.com, so that helps, right? Exposure. Pax, okay. I was believer in ADA, but I'm questioning how they are processing. I moved everything over to Sol and Harmony. Not a bad move, right? Just investor-wise, like, sage advice from financial people over the years is, don't get hung up on a stock or a coin. Right? Don't get an emotional attachment to an investment. I don't do financial advice, but you know, like if the coin is not performing well, as far as you're concerned, there's no, don't feel like you owe the coin anything, right? If you want to get out of it and get yourself into something else, more power to you, right? I have certain coins that I'm probably just going to stick with until, you know, they've gotten to a certain point. But I always try to take a little bit of profit on green days, right? Because the crypto market is volatile. So I think that's a different mindset than a stock investor. Like my dad always tells me, you know, are you an investor or a trader? And in the traditional stock market, at least over the last, you know, 100 years or 50 years or whatever, the stock market goes up over time, right? So if you buy a good company and hold it, you know, for a long term, you're okay, right? You just buy and hold. But in the crypto market, your strategy might be a little different because of the volatility. It's pretty gut wrenching to watch an investment. Let's say you put $1,000 into a coin, and then you could look at your portfolio one day, and all of a sudden it's worth 3,000, and you're all, you know, jumping up and down, and then the next day it crashes and it's down to 2 grand, your investment, you know, and then you're like, ugh, you know, it was 3 grand yesterday and now it's only 2 grand. Maybe I should have sold 10% yesterday, right? Just to lock in some of that profit, right? So I tend to sort of shave off my coins on the way up. In the long run, I might be doing myself a disservice by not being as a trillionaire, right? But sometimes people get too hung up on what the coin's going to be worth someday, right? They don't want to sell any of it, right? Because they'll say, oh, well, I've got 30,000 Cardano tokens, and if I sell 10,000, then when it pumps, you know, goes to the moon next year, then I'll only have 2/3 of what I could have had, right? But that can drive you nuts if you're just hanging on to that initial investment and then you're just watching it go up and down. It can be gut wrenching, right? So sometimes, for my own sanity, when I see a lot of green in the market, I go through and just shave off the top. Tax implications be damned, right? I'm keeping track of it all. I pay my taxes, and yeah, I try to use coins that are long term, that I've had more than a year, but maybe not always, right? But I tend personally to take a little bit of profit when I see green to lock in gains. I think there's a lot of crypto gurus out there that'll tell you the same. Scott Lee has not sold anything to date. That's cool. I know some people like that too, Scott. Some friends of mine here in the area that are just, they bought some Bitcoin and they've still got it and they're going to keep it. You know, and then I've heard people say that you should never even sell your Bitcoin, only just borrow against it, right? To just hold on to the principal. Scott. Oh, I like your use of the word fook. YouTube didn't flag that word. All right, any burning questions? Okay, yeah, JDO is mentioning that one of the initial reasons he bought Cardano, they took a misstep at a certain point that made him lose faith in the fundamentals why he bought the coin in the first place, right? And I'll have to admit, although I still believe Cardano has room to grow, that I'm starting to doubt Cardano based on the Daedalus wallet, which I used to use pretty regularly, but I've had so many issues using the Daedalus wallet that I've lost confidence in the Cardano team, because the Cardano team is in charge of Daedalus wallet, right? They're the ones that make it and maintain it. And they're constantly like having issues with the wallet, right? I don't really use Daedalus that much anymore. I use Ada Lite because it's easier and faster. And I can get to my Cardano and I can sell it if I need it or whatever. The rewards maybe are a little flaky on like Yori and Ada Lite, but the Daedalus wallet takes forever to sync, and sometimes it'll lose your hardware device and you have to resync, or it's not showing your balance at all and you have to go in and clean your cache and do all kinds of crazy stuff to get the wallet to work right. It's just not ready for prime time wallet, and it should be, because like Ada's like #3 market cap crypto. Why does their wallet suck so much? I don't understand. Okay, number 6. But they should have a wallet that works, right? Soulflare, I haven't had any trouble with the Soulflare wallet. Seems to work fine for me. But it's not a full node wallet either. Daedalus is a full node wallet. You got to download the entire Cardano blockchain to your computer to use Daedalus, and that's kind of a hassle too. Let's go back to some other what's the word I'm looking for? I wanted to go back to some other yield farming websites to kind of talk about the pitfalls. Like I'm perfectly comfortable hanging on to my CAKE token. I know CAKE isn't going anywhere. Price action may be in consolidation phase or whatever, but I'm not worried about my CAKE, right? But let's look at a different one that I did. If I can get over to, oh, and I kind of wanted to show you guys this thing too. I'm not sure if I can find it now. Let me do this. Ah, this thing. Okay. Yeah. Is it going to let me do this? There. No, it's not. Is it? Did it? No, it didn't. Okay, there it goes. All right. I was having trouble with my Polygon wallet earlier. No, I don't want to do that. Why is PancakeSwap still trying to get me to switch? I don't know. What I want to do is go over to this DinoSwap site. But anyway, when I was trying to switch my Metamask wallet over to Polygon mainnet, it wasn't working right. I was getting this spinning thing of death. And so I poked around and tried to figure out what was going wrong. So let's just, let's go to settings. Let's go down to networks. And let's take this one out. I thought I could do that. Okay. I thought there was like a delete network down there, but there's not. What's this? Did I do it? No. Okay. Somehow I deleted one earlier. Whatever. But this chain list site, which is pretty cool, is a way to add other chains to your MetaMask wallet automatically. Right? So like I deleted my Polygon network out. And then let's do this Polis testnet just to check it out. You connect to your MetaMask, and then you can add it to MetaMask, and it'll automatically configure it for you with the proper settings, right? If we do approve and switch over, whatever. Do this. Notice now that I'm using that. Oh, I switched back, right? But we added that other one, the Polis testnet. right? But it made it really easy. I didn't have to go in and put all the settings in there. Right? So Chainless is a pretty cool site that you can use to troubleshoot your networks when you're having issues. I still can't figure out how I managed to delete that network earlier, but I did. I don't know if it's that. Anyway, let's check out DinoSwap, right? Now, DinoSwap, I'm in a pool, right? So, and I excavated earlier, right? Let's just go to Jurassic pools, right? So I'm in a pool, and I've earned $8.47 over the last few days. Now, I could sell this and switch it for, let's just hit excavate, right? Let's give it a couple of minutes. That's going to work. All right, that seemed to work. Now I should see, okay, there, MetaMask confirmed it. Let's go to the exchange, and let's put Dino at the top. There's not that much. And let's put US dollar coin down here. Now, this US dollar coin is not the same US dollar coin on the Ethereum blockchain. It's the Polygon version of US dollar coin, but it's still a stable coin, right? It's still tied to the price of the US dollar, right? So let's go ahead and sell that Dino that we earned. There was a little bit in there in the wallet already, and let's just swap it for US dollar coin. We'll confirm this in our MetaMask wallet. And I just took profit, right? Or I locked in gains by selling the Dino that I had accumulated for US dollar coin, right? The problem that I have with DinoSwap was when I set all this up, Dino was worth like $3 when I first set everything up. And right now it's only worth 25 cents. So the coin that I was getting paid in lost its value. So I was getting rewards on this site pretty good. I think the first week or two, I think the first thing that happened was I gained enough Dino coin, and it was worth 1,000, like within the first few days, right? And so I sold it to, right away to, like, you know, take that profit out. And then I just kept it in there for a while, and then over those several months, I just watched the price of Dino coin just drop. It didn't drop precipitously. It just kept going down over time. And I kept waiting for it to go back up, right? At one point, it did pop back up to like $4. I don't remember when that was, but ever since that $4 pop, it's been down way under $1, right? So it's a good lesson that you might want to think about when you get into these new sites and you see like these sick returns. You have to remember, if it's brand, like here, there was 232 APR. Now that's yearly, right? So you would have to have left it in there for an entire year with everything else being the same, right? The price would have to stay, you know, steady. And after a complete year, you would have earned back 232% in Dino, right? But by that point, right, the price of Dino is less than what you paid for it, right? So it's not really a $200 or 232% gain, at least not dollar-wise, right? But I could continue to hold Dino and watch it go back up, right? Or, you know, or I could just keep harvesting it and cashing out on a regular basis, just because it's just sitting there anyway, right? Now let's look at another one that we were at a couple weeks back, which is pretty cool. I stumbled into this through CryptoLark. He mentioned it in one of his newsletters that I subscribe to, and it's on the Avalanche network, right? So you'll notice that we could do that here too. If we do, okay, Avalanche mainnet, right? You can add these directly into MetaMask from here, but I already have it, right? Let's not. Okay, we're still on Avalanche. Let's go down to DeFi. We went to this thing called Wonderland. And someone sent me an email, or I think it was an email or a comment, and they said, dude, thanks for pointing out Wonderland, right? Because I don't remember exactly how much money I put in this dollar-wise, but it's earning a lot, right? 73,000% APR, which is for a year, right? But if they break it down to 5-day, we're looking at 9.4 every 5 days. That's pretty sick, right? So, and if we look at the price of time, it's down just a tad, but it's way up from where we invested in a few weeks back, if you guys remember me doing that. Hey, Dan is here. Yay, Dan. Good to hear from you. Good to have you in, Dan. All right. So this Wonderland, if we look at what we have, what do we have? I think whoops. Nope. Okay, let's go back. We've got that much. Let's put this over here. So it's worth $961. This is pretty much, I think that's about what we put into it. And I've taken profits on it. Now, the reason that I've taken profits on it is because it's like, I can't believe that it's still going up, right? It scares the crap out of me. And it's brand new. And, if we go here to their docs, you can tell that the English isn't their first language, but, I try not to hold that against anybody, really. It's not really fair. But, I mean, it's a pretty well put together document. And they've got staking and minting. And they have like this new thing where they base their model on, I don't know if I can pull it up here. I guess part of what they say is that, let's see, it's the FAQ. Yeah, here's this thing. It's sort of like game theory. And the more people stake and the more people mint, the higher the price will go, or the greater their advantage. And people that sell, it's disadvantages to them. But they have this whole game theory thing worked out where cooperation will make the price go up, right? But, I mean, you got to sell it sometime if you want to reap profits. But they have this thing where it's almost like a futures contract where when you mint, let's go back to it. Like if you mint one of these pairs, it's sort of like they're going to pay you in time. And they'll pay you enough time to compensate you if the price of time goes down, if that makes any sense. It's kind of weird. They mention it at some point in here. They're sort of like, okay, well, you buy one time at $400 and then time goes down to $2. But now after a year, you've got like 2,000 time, right? Because their return is so high. and that supposedly makes up for it. But you could also look at it as you could say, well, it's a Ponzi scheme, right? It's just like more people pile into it, the more it gets, and then all of a sudden the guys that the owners will start selling their shares, cashing out at the top, and then everyone else will start selling, and before you know it, it'll be down to zero, right? So you always have to be careful with these new things, right? So I mean, this kind of APY is just insane. But I think a few weeks ago it was 55, and we were all going, "Oh, that's way too high. 55 is like, who the heck can, you know?" But it just keeps going. It just keeps going up, right? So let's see, what do we got this? Oh, you can buy time on this Trader Joe, right? Okay, it does this to me every time, but that's okay. So Trader Joe is for Avalanche. Like, let's go. You guys might want to check this out if you're into Avalanche at all. So in order to use this, you have to have your Avalanche, your MetaMask wallet configured for the Avalanche mainnet for the C. Avalanche is like 3 different blockchains, right? There's the A, B, and C. Right? I don't want to get too much, but I thought maybe some of you might be interested in this Trader Joe's thing. Let's see, we can stake, right? So you can buy Joe and then you can stake it, and you get X Joe. I mean, they have all these like schemes that are supposedly somebody new is coming out. Oh, okay. So if you wanted to buy time, you needed to get some Avalanche in your wallet. So, and it has to be Avalanche C, right? Actually, you can take from let's go over to Coinbase Pro. We'll buy some Avalanche. I already have some US dollar in here. So let's just buy, whoops. Okay, yeah, there. All right. So let's buy $100 worth of Avalanche, just for the heck of it. And hopefully they'll allow me to withdraw that. Let's go over to our MetaMask wallet. Turn this on. Okay, so we've got our wallet configured for the Avalanche mainnet. It's pretty much just an Ethereum address anyway, but they call it the Avalanche mainnet C chain. Right, so let's take that Avalanche that we just bought. All right, and let's send it to a crypto address, and we'll put in that Avalanche C address, and they like it. Let's send them max. Hopefully that's going to be enough for them. They won't complain that it's not enough. Let's go to our Coinbase. Should say it's on its way. Okay, it's good. And what did we have over here? We had like 6. It should go to 7 shortly. Should we go to 7.5, something like that? Okay. Go to your wallet and confirm your trade. We should see it shortly. Yeah, but I guess the point is that you can buy Avalanche as long as you have your MetaMask configured for Avalanche C chain. You should be able to withdraw it directly, unless it goes over to the Ethereum side, which I doubt. Yeah, I don't think it's going to do that. Well, it's probably still processing out over here, right? So if we go here, go to withdrawals, it's still pending here. I don't know why it's taking so long, but it's still pending. So if you're freaking out, you know, check your exchange. There should be a history where you can see that it's pending out. All right, and we'll just pretend that it's in there because we're starting to run out of time. We can go into the trading interface here, and we'll use Avalanche to buy time. All right. When you go from Wonderland over to Trader Joe's, it automatically adds the proper time there for you. All right, so let's say we do one Avalanche. We'll swap it for time. It wasn't that much. We'll see that's pending. That's confirmed. Okay, that went through pretty quick. And so we've got 0.0086 time. It wasn't that much, right? Then we can go back over to Wonderland and you'll see that I can stake time. Whoops. Oh, let's refresh here. All right, see, there's that 0.086 time. Now we can go ahead and throw that in along with the rest of the stake and add it to our existing stake. That's confirmed. Notice these confirm pretty quick. Right? Everything worked out pretty well. And now if I... There, it updated, right? So yeah, you can buy time over on Trader Joe's. Still pending. That's weird. Oh well. Might be a while. I'm not worried. It'll get there eventually. But it's gonna. I did kind of want to show you that it's gonna work. It should go up from 5 to 6 here shortly, if it works. When it works. Wonder, can I use my AVX and trade for C on KuCoin? That's a good question, Barbara. We've got that other wallet that is connected to my Ledger wallet, the Avalanche wallet. So I need to be in the Avalanche app for this. So we'll just go over to Avalanche. Whoops. And we'll get in there. We'll tell it that we're using the Ledger. All right, it wants me to export my extended public key. Then it provide my regular public key. All right. All right, and you'll notice that this is AVAX X version, and we would like C version, right? You can do cross chain here. See, you can go from X to P, source chain X, destination chain C, right? You can do like the max. I don't want to do the max, but you could do like 1, right? And then we could convert it from A to, or from X to A. I will confirm that. And we should see something. Oh, okay, there. All right, so sign, export, next, 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 finalize. So, I mean, you kind of have to keep an eye on what your device is asking you. It's like a little bit out of the ordinary. Oh, it wants me to sign again. I guess this is on the other side of it coming in. God only knows. Fees are very small on the Avalanche network, so you don't have to worry too much about it. So, oops. Oh, it says you have successfully transferred between chains. So we should see less now. Oh, its total value is still the same, right? But now we have 58. Oh, you can't see it because it's behind here. Right? So our total balance is still the same, but you can see we've got 58 in X and 1 in C AVAX. And I can transfer that to the Metamask wallet without too much trouble. Let's see, let's go back over here. Did that? It still hasn't come in from Coinbase. It's really bothers me. Why is it taking so long to transfer from Coinbase? $100. All right, so it's pending. All right, I'll have to just live with that. But I can take this address and go back over here to this wallet and go over to my C. Now I just want to do a regular send, but instead of X, I'll do C, right? And if I do max, it's going to, it's like 0.999. And there, the address is that MetaMask wallet, right? We'll just confirm that. Oops. Send transaction. Let's go through all this. Let's just scroll over to next, and then we'll scroll over to next again, and then we'll finalize. And this, I think I only needed to do that once, right? Because that should just go on out. And the fee was like 5 cents. That seems a bit high. But that came in right away. Bam, right? We just transferred it from one wallet to another. We're still waiting for the transfer from Coinbase. It's taking forever. Can I talk about privacy coins? Privacy coin like... The biggest privacy coin is Monero. I'm not sure where it's at here. There it is, at 43 market cap. Monero is a coin that protects the identity or blockchain address of the sender and receiver. Mostly the sender, right? The Bitcoin blockchain is transparent. There's no name on my Bitcoin wallet, but it's not too much trouble. If anyone sees my Bitcoin address, they can look at my entire history on the Bitcoin blockchain because it's transparent. Whereas the Monero blockchain is encrypted. So Bitcoin blockchain utilizes cryptography, right? But it is public-private key cryptography, and the blockchain is not encrypted. Encryption is like code, right? where you can't read it, like a gobbledygook message. So a privacy coin encrypts the transaction so that the person that receives the Monero can't see where it came from. Or if I ask you to send me Monero and I give you my Monero address, and then you try to go use that address on the Monero blockchain, it'll say something like, this isn't your address, you know. It won't allow you to see my transaction history based on the receiving address that I give you, right? So it stays private. So more private than Bitcoin, right? So that's why governments don't care much for privacy coins. But, you know, that's really, a lot of people think Bitcoin is anonymous. I love it when I read people bashing Bitcoin and they say it's anonymous. It's not. They like to, when someone tells me, when they talk bad about Bitcoin and they mention that it's anonymous, I know right away that they really don't know much about Bitcoin, because it's not. Brandon, thank you. How do you top off CRO card with the US bank transfer? Okay, we can do that real quick. Well, the first thing you need to do is get the money from your bank into your crypto account, if that's what your intention is. Whatever. Come on, Rex, what are you doing? I'm trying to get that thing out of the way. I don't know what this is doing. Okay, so I got the whole thing. Okay, there it is. So if you want to use your bank money, then you're going to have to transfer some money from your bank into your Crypto.com account. So you just go down to accounts, and then down there at the bottom is your fiat wallet. All right, you go to your fiat wallet, and then you do transfer and deposit, right? And then you choose your currency, and you can do an ACH transfer or a wire transfer. And what it's going to do when you hit details, it's just going to give you the routing number and the account number for your Crypto.com account. So you take that information and go over to your bank app, and then you do a transfer from your bank using that account and routing number. And then the money takes about 3 to 5 business days to end up in your Crypto.com account. And once the money is in your fiat wallet, then you go to card and choose top up. And then instead of crypto wallet, you use fiat wallet, right? As you can see, I don't have any in my fiat wallet at the moment, but I can use money right out of my fiat wallet to top up my card. So go to your fiat wallet, do a deposit from your bank. They give you all of the accounting and routing information that you need. Wait a few days for the money to show up in your fiat wallet, and then do a top up. And instead of crypto wallet, choose fiat wallet. Easy. All right, Bitcoin's at 61,797. Better than it has been most of the day. I'm going to give Coinbase one more chance. And if it's still pending, I'm just going to call it a night. Still pending. It'll end up in my Metamask wallet eventually. How do you stake Solana? You're probably going to want to check out my video on how to do that. There you go. How to purchase, store, trade, stake Solana. I'm going to give you my answer in a song. He's going to sing, he's going to sing, he's going to sing, he's going to sing. Hey, you did the AVX cross-chain. Yay. USA first. I have some BNB on MetaMask, but it's on the ETH mainnet. How do I move it over to the BNB mainnet? Well, there's several ways to do it. BNB. Well, one way you can do it is just drop it into your Binance US account. Binance US did not used to let you like transfer or convert your BNB balance, but you can now. So if you deposit some BNB, you'll notice they have more than one network now, right? So if you've got like Ethereum based BNB, you can drop it in your Binance account using this address, and then you can withdraw it to a Binance Smart Chain wallet if you want to. Once it gets in your account, it'll be, you know, once it's in your Binance US account, you can send it back out on any of the 3 chains, right? So that's one way to convert it. There's a wallet too that you can, the Binance wallet. Actually, I don't know, the Binance wallet doesn't work anymore. I think that once Binance US gave the 3 networks. Oh, okay. I guess it does. You can do it this way too. So, like if you've got it in the Ethereum network, then you can drop it in this wallet, right? I don't know where it is now. You said it's in Metamask, right? So you could move it from Metamask into this wallet by doing a receive, right? And then once you've got it in this wallet as the Ethereum BNB, right? It's the BNB. Whoops. Right? This stuff. It's like Ethereum based BNB, right? You drop it into this wallet, you can do cross-chain transfers, like you want to put it into Binance Chain, like do a receive, copy that, and then go back over to your Ethereum based balance and do a send, and you can paste it in there, and it'll do a cross-chain transfer for you, right? But it's easier to just use Binance US to do your transfers now, right? It's kind of complicated, right? But that'd be it. I gotta go, guys. Thanks for the tips, guys, tonight. I really appreciate it. Brandon, USA First. I hope I was able to get your questions answered. So I haven't used Exodus Wallet in a while, but I know that you can stake multiple types of coins in Exodus Wallet. So, but I haven't used Exodus Wallet in a while. Anyway, don't forget, I do this every Saturday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join me again for the live stream from Michigan, where you can throw out questions, and I'll do my very best to get them answered. Hope to see you there. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again soon. Bye, Dan. Bye, JDO. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.